Welcome to Pooja's talk show, ma'am, and thank you so much for accepting my invite on this short notice and coming to my show. It's my pleasure and honor to have you.
Thank you so much.
So let's start from the first question. Like you have a lot of experience, lot of knowledge, and you have a very long journey. So let's start your brief journey to know about my audience will come to know that how you started and like you wanted to become a coach or trainer or the destiny lead you towards this path. We want to know.
Well, 40 years ago, I was living on a dairy farm 100 miles from the nearest city. And I knew that that was not what I wanted to do in my life. And so I looked out somebody that was an image consultant. And then I learned how to dress and put makeup on. And I thought, wow, this is me. And then I began to be much more confident and I loved life. And I moved off the farm and I went into the city and I learned to be a city girl. And I started with image and then I added etiquette and leadership and just about everything because I love learning.
Great, great to hear that, ma'am. So when we talk about image, like I think you have started very, very early or long back, maybe 25 or 30 years ago. So on that time, that image industry was, I have no idea. If you talk about India, then in India, like image industry entered, I think 10 years back. Before that, nobody knows about
Yes.
image, even though now also. So maybe in the international arena also, 25 years back, maybe people are not aware. And even though today also people say, why do we need image management? Why it is required? And what do you think, ma'am? What is a need of image management? Why it is required for everybody?
I agree that all over the world we can improve ourselves. And when we start doing that by what we dress and how we do our life and everything like that. And I did start over 40 years ago. And I would like to tell you that I am passionate about India, although I haven't been to India, but I have trained many ladies from India to become an image and etiquette coach. And I would also like to tell you, I own more Indian clothes and saris and all the beautiful things, the fancy shoes and just everything. So when I'm in Dubai, I go direct after work to the Amina Bazaar and I buy all the Indian things. I own more Indian things than my Canadian things.
Okay, great. So why do we need in image management, ma'am? Like, even though I have started my image management journey as an image consultant 1 year back, and when I deal with the client or the new person who was generally belongs from my maybe engineering field or pharmaceutical, they are like back end team, like they did not face the client and they are not a face of company. So generally this tell me, why do I need an image management or why do I need to take care of the clothes all the time? I need to wear apron and I should be in the laboratory. I don't think so I need it. My work is not client facing work, so I don't think so I need an image management. So what is your message to these kind of people or technical people, that like engineers, doctors, and lawyers, why they need an image management or why everybody has to go through with the image management?
Well, we have many women that are very smart and well educated and they start careers. And this is true surely in our decades that we're living in now. And every you learn to dress yourself gives a message out. And every message makes a big difference. So when I go into the city, I don't wear my farm clothes, that's for sure. And when you go to a nice restaurant, if you want some good service, then you dress properly and you had good etiquette. So this whole generation, from the young girls of teenagers all the way up to 50s and 60s, we have different chapters of our lives. And that's what makes it fun. And whatever you put an outfit on, you become that. So you don't want to be sloppy or average. You want to be wow. So image really makes a wonderful difference. And it's the confidence that comes from inside that makes you magical.
Right. But still, people have this kind of thought process. They think, like clothes are just for covering our body. They don't, really thoughtful about when they wear the clothes. And either the common perspective or common, the thought process. If you talk about in India, if you take care of lot of, on your clothing and all, so they think that you are very fashionable. You
Yes.
have, that so much interest in fashion. That's what you are doing all those things. And one kind of people are there who are not so much interested in fashion. They are just wearing the clothes because it is mandatory. So they think image management is only for those people who are interested in fashion, style, and all those things. Like it's not needed for us because we don't belong on that industry, or we don't belong on styling industry, or we don't belong from, we are not actor, actress, and all. So why do we need the particular personal style and all? So what you want to say to those kind of people?
Well, everyone grows into something or grows out of something. And I didn't think that it was important. I just thought I had a good mind and I could get by in life without any of those silly things like high heels and stockings and beautiful clothes. But I soon realized that whatever you put on your clothes, you have a tendency to be different. So if you look sad or happy, you put the clothes on that you want people to open the doors. So if I go to a nice restaurant, I definitely want to dress up because I want good service. And if I go for a job interview, you make sure that you want to be accepted. And if you look good and you are very nice in your body language, you'll get a much better, um, you're much better able to become amazing. So that's really good. And not everyone is ready for it, but they will be. And when they see other people making differences, and maybe your ladies that are the mothers of your age, maybe they won't ever make a change because they love the saris. But now we're seeing a whole different kind of thing. And we all try on different clothes and say, is this me? Is this me? Is this really me? And I might put 4 or 5 different outfits on before I decide to where I'm going and what I'm going to do and what I'm going to be great at.
Right. It is very important thing before wearing any outfit. We should know that where we are going, whom we are meeting, and what is the occasion.
Yes, absolutely true. And it does give you confidence. It makes you even walk taller and you look slimmer. And when you have the magic of the colors that sizzle you, then it's amazing. You're magnetic. So I have blue eyes and very light hair. So I like to wear a lot of blue because blue is one of the colors that is very businesslike and trustworthy.
Right. So, ma'am, you work on executive presence also, and this is a new terminology, which is very new terminology now in the business arena or professional arena. So we would love to know what is executive presence exactly.
Well, executive presence are going to be color, style, and fit. And it's a structure. And when you put on those business kind of clothes, you straighten up and you become more powerful and more confident. So it would be, say, for example, a structured outfit rather than a sweater. A sweater would be cozy, and then a structured jacket would be more businesslike. So we think in terms of color, style, and your confidence level. So you change your whole body language when you put on something wonderful. So you see that I'm kind of cute and blonde. And one of the things that I do every single time I step outside my door, I put a hat on. I started making hats when I was a teenager, and I have almost 100 hats now. So to have that kind of thing, uh, people say, wow, what is she doing? She must be amazing. So when I go to any event, I always wear a hat because I'm quite shy. And people come right to me and say, wow, Gloria, I love your hat. And I could say, thank you very much. I love being an image and etiquette coach. And this is one of the things that make life sizzle. So that's how I managed to stop being a cute little girl and owning my life because of the silly hats that I wear. And they're quite magical. That works for me. Someone might choose a fantastic, unique handbag, or they might wear gloves, or they might change their hair color. Anything could be that, but you want magic. And I think the magic for me certainly was the hats because I was way too shy.
Yeah, and I would love to appreciate you, ma'am. Like when I've seen first, your picture with hat, I was
Yes.
also got fascinated with that, and I forgot to mention that, and then I have checked your lot of pictures on the LinkedIn, and it was quite fascinating. And one more thing I would like to mention, you have taken some dining etiquette workshop, so you posted some pictures and your the dining setup and all. It was quite very amazing. I loved it. So I thought to contact you and talk to you about it. It was very fascinating.
Thank you. Well, I think image is the first foundation because you're gaining power when you change into something. As you evolve, you change and you put different clothes on. And then when you're really confident, then I recommend the etiquette and the manners. And every culture is very different. So when I work in the Middle East, then I follow their rules of etiquette. And I have been asked many times, and I've worked over in the Middle East for over 15 years, and I go into the palaces and I train all the staff about etiquette and manners and how to handle things with the diplomatic people. And even with some of the US presidents, they didn't know exactly how it would work. And when I started working on the cruise lines, that's when I learned, wow, the international way of etiquette in Europe is so beautiful. And then I was no longer a Canadian average girl or an American girl, because I lived in America for 20 years. And I learned the European way, which I think is the most elegant way to live. Now, when I go into the Middle East or your country, I might use my hand if that's appropriate for the people. And the first time I went to the Middle East in Saudi Arabia, we sat on the floor with one great big plate and
Mhm.
everybody just took the food. And I thought, well, okay, I'm going to do that too. Because when I'm a guest in a country, I want to be accepted and I want them to know that I open my heart to what they are all about. It's really special. I feel I learn every single time as much as I teach. And that's why I think I'm never going to quit. I love my work and I've worked for 40 years. Why would I quit? I'm having too much fun. So image and etiquette is fun. And you start with yourself and then you blossom and then you become magnetic in different places and different colors. And then you walk differently and you are magical.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. It's giving a lot of energy. And sometimes, I feel that most of the people don't understand that, because sometimes it's little difficult for me to make them understand, but it's giving a lot of great energy, from you. And yes, you're right. It's magical, and it's helps. And when we create ourselves in such a way, then people get you know attracted towards us, and definitely they want to know what is the magic behind that.
Yes. Well, I was not ever given any of the insights to those kinds of things. When I was 15 years old, my father took me to another city and I had to go to work full time. And I didn't know anything about the world. But when I started getting the image, I realized, wow, I'm important. I can do things. I can be great. I can't be average anymore. So it actually, the bottom line is confidence and how you put it on. And when you see someone with red or bright fuchsia, that's fantastic. So for you, personally, you are an exotic winter. Woohoo! And that means that you want to wear black at times because it's very powerful, but adding some color like fuchsia and magenta and bright red, and that is a magnetic appeal to others. They assume that you are a leader, and that's what we want. We want the confidence to be a leader, and that's what you will get with adding these amazing colors for you.
Right, absolutely right, ma'am. And color can do the magic.
Yes, that's right. Yes. I was raised to not have any makeup or anything, and it seems very inappropriate when I was young. But I realize it's one of the things that help us be confident. Now, I'm looking at you, and you have very high eyebrows. And one of the things that I'd like to say to you is that you are very intelligent. Anyone who has high brows, then that's fine. And then you've got these lovely cheeks that say, I'm happy. And you look straight at the camera and you've got confidence. So these kinds of things are important. Now, if
Thank
somebody
you
has,
so much.
yes, so in addition to image and etiquette, I know how to read a person using the Chinese information, and then I can tell if they are trustworthy, or if they want me to stand back a little further, or if they want me to stand close to them based on the bone structure of their face. Fascinating.
Wow, that's great. So I would love to know about myself, ma'am.
Yes. Well, Chinese face map reading is one of the things I really enjoyed. And I learned that years ago. But I always analyze someone. And as I look at them, then I make a decision. Okay, are they kind? Are they comfortable? Or are they really confident? And I would maybe directly in front of them or side. And I remember the first time I went to the Middle East, I saw two Middle Eastern men in their thobes, and they came together and they interacted and they went like this with their nose to each other. And I thought, wow, what was that all about? And what I discovered was that they were interacting with the smell of their
Okay.
food from their culture. And they went back and forth like this. And I thought, well, isn't that interesting? And I can't ever quit my work. It's so much fun and it's so much to learn. And I would say that anyone who is starting a new image consulting business, you want the whole passion and its color, quality, and style, and then you're really magical.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing, ma'am. I think it will help all other new image consultants.
Good.
So, what are your three learnings from your journey, ma'am?
I'm learning that you never should quit. You should always be learning. And I am a senior citizen, which I can't even believe that because I'm still wearing high heels and having a lot of fun. But I'm never going to get old and frumpy. And that is a responsibility that I have chosen because I believe that I can still add value to young people and many people of different ages. I've even worked with the Crown Prince of Dubai and at all those palaces. And I thought, what do I know about a palace? But I learned. You can learn always. If you stop learning, it's over. So you must
Yeah,
always learn because learning is fun.
right. So, what does success means to you?
Well, after 40 years, I decided I needed a break and I needed quiet time. I needed to go to my cottage and just enjoy nature. And when we had the pandemic, no one was working. So I wrote a couple more books and I went to the cottage and I just took care of me instead of taking care of all of my clients. And that was a really good year to be calm and fill your spirit again and then come up with a magical new idea that I could learn more and then teach more.
Great, great to know about it. So, thank you so much, ma'am. It was a nice session. So, definitely, I would love to know one thing about me. As you said, you do the Chinese reading. So, yeah,
Yes.
tell me about me, ma'am. What do you think about me?
Well, you are an exotic winter, and I will send you one of my videos on the colors that are ideally suited for you. And that would help you to be consistent. So, say, for example, if you didn't want to go to work and you wore orange, or for you are exotic colors, and the colors, my clothes would be wearing me where I need to have some of the autumn colors and things that would match my size and how cute I am or how exotic. You are definitely exotic.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
I will never always will be.
Okay, great. So, we have one rapid fire section where I'll ask you the question and you need to answer in 5 seconds. Within 5 seconds, if you won't answer, I'll move to the next. So, are you ready
Okay,
for that?
I am.
Okay. So, what was your first job?
I was a floral designer. I worked in a flower shop and learned to design at 15 years old.
Wow, great. So, what has been your favorite age so far?
My favorite age,
Yeah,
well,
favorite
40.
age.
Yeah,
Okay,
40 to 50 years old was the best because I was really confident.
okay, that's great. So, how do you usually answer the telephone?
I say, "Good morning, Gloria Starr. How may I assist you?"
Nice, very beautiful. So, I'm giving you one phrase. You need to complete that phrase. And that phrase is the way to my heart is dash.
And flowers.
Okay, great. Great. So, if you get superpower one day. The God will give you one superpower, and you have a chance to change one thing in this world. So, what would you like to change?
I would like another 40 years to work and help people.
Nice.
40 years would be good.
That's nice, ma'am. And the last question, when you meet first time to any stranger, so what is the one thing you notice first in that?
I look for trust. And if people look at me and smile, I know that they're trustful. If they don't do that, I back off.
Okay, that's nice. So thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for joining us and